There we go. Right, okay, well, we'll start where we have been starting, coming up to the end of your mat. Go a little bit wider with the feet and come down into your best heels down squat that you can. So, however low that is, and for some of us it'll be lower than others, it just depends on partly on your mobility and all that kind of stuff, but partly on your hip joint shape. So I'm kind of trying to stay as upright as we can to start with, but now we're going to go into that twist. You're going to bring your right hand, let's go right hand down to the mat. You're going to rotate around, and it might be that your right heel comes up, and that's okay because we want to get as much rotation in as we can. So rotate up towards the ceiling. As you come back and switch hands, the right heel comes down, left hand comes down, left heel comes up, and you open up to the ceiling. And we're going to do the same again on each side. So the heel might lift slightly, so you can rotate that a little bit further. And the same on the left. Twist to open, and then we're going to walk out to our plank as usual. When you get there, you might need to narrow the feet, and that's okay. And then knee to elbow, whichever side. Knee to elbow for one, knee to elbow the other side, knee to opposite wrist, knee to opposite wrist, knee to outside elbow and back, knee to outside elbow and back. And then we're going to walk back to a squat. So take it back, walk the hands back. Take your feet again as wide as you need to get them heels down, or as heels down as best we can. They might be up a little bit, that's okay. And then we're going to heels down, round forward, back to the hands coming together, round and forward, sinking the hips down, keeping the knees wide. And then stepping on the gas, pick up the heels as high as you can. Hold your balance. Open the arms, knees wide, chest high, gaze lifted. And then round back forward, but this time the hands are going to come down to the mat. We're going to walk back out to our plank. Again, adjust the feet as necessary. We're going to rotate onto our side plank, so whichever side, let the heels go, let the hips go, the arm up to the ceiling. Hold and breathe. And they're going to rotate straight back to plank. Again, just adjust if you need to in the middle. And then over to the other side. Pick up the arm. Back through center. Walk the hands back. Again, find your best heels down position in your squat. And we're going to rotate again. So left hand comes down, we're going to go right arm up. Switching sides. And again, you can let the heel lift or not, as the case may be, but try and get as much rotation as you can. One more each side. And the other side. Walking back out to plank again. Adjusting the feet where necessary. This time coming down onto the elbows. Come into your elbow side plank. Stack the feet. And we're going to march the top leg. So bend the knee to the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then transition back into your elbow plank and then over to the other side. Stack the feet, bend the top knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, and the last one. Back to your elbow plank, then up to a stretched arm plank, and then walking the hands back, finding our best heels down, deep squat, chest high. From there, round forward, back to the hands come together, rounding forward. Press on the gas, lift the heels as high as you can, open the arms out to the side, get the knees as wide as you can, chest lifted. And then release the hands, come back down to the mat, we walk out to plank again. This time, lower the chest all the way down to the mat. Keep the hands where they are, and come up into a 90-90, preferably facing the camera so you can kind of see what we're doing. So your best 90-90 on whichever side you are. And you want to be able to sit as upright as you can. So if you need to narrow that space, that's okay. But 90-90 if we can. The feet are flexed. So we're going to do a 90-90 pushback, and they're going to come up in the mobility thing next week, which is why I'm adding them now, just to see where everybody's up to. So this top leg, or back leg, you're going to pick it up off the floor without your hands if you can. If you need to lean to get that leg off the floor, that's okay. But as little lean as possible. So if you do it hands free, that's great. And then you're going to keep the angle at the knee the same, and you're going to push back like you try to put your foot, in my case, on the wall behind me, and bring it forward. Push it back, bring it forward, and you should feel the glute on that side engage. And I've just luckily picked the side that looks pretty good. When I get over to the other side, I will be leaning all the way out on my mat. That tells me I've got a lot of work to do on one side. So pushing back, we got 4, 3, 2, and last one, and release it down. And then we're going to transition through. So bring that top leg over so you come back through, almost mini cobra on the mat, and then over to the other side. And just because I don't want to not face the camera, I'm going to turn around. But essentially all I've done is switch legs. So same here, try and sink that back hip down. If you need to narrow slightly to be able to sit upright, that's fine. And then I need to kickstand a little bit with this side. I might be able to just, yeah, I can just. So again, kick it back. Now, watch your knee, because the movement wants to come from the hip. So it's your thigh bone that's moving, but your knee will want to get involved. It will want to bend and it will want to straighten a little bit. Try and keep the knee the same angle, so that movement just comes from the thigh bone in the hip joint. Try with hands off. Lots of work to do on this side. Last 3, last 2, and last one, and bring it home. And then again, come back down onto your mats the same way you came. We'll just pause here briefly. Take the hips, sorry, not the hips, the feet slightly wider than the hips. And take the arms out overhead. So we're in our usual superwoman position. From here, reach the arms, reach the legs, and allow them to lift slightly off the floor. And lower back down. Go again, nice and smooth and controlled, see if you can get a little bit higher. And lower. And again, reach and lift. And lower. Reach and lift. And lower. Go 3 more. 3, 2. Last one. And release it down. And then coming onto all fours, we're just going to do some frog mode. So take the knees wider than the hips, but the big toes are together. Sink the hips back and take the arms out long in front. And then like you're pulling the floor towards you, you come forward. As the hips pass the knees, the toes lift towards the ceiling. And then you're sinking the hips down towards the mat. Keep the chest lifted, press the soles of the feet together. Squeeze the glutes. The pressing of the soles is the most important part. Then take it back. Sink the armpits down towards the floor. Go again, coming forward. Feet will lift, squeeze the soles of the feet together, engage the glutes. Make sure you're pushing the floor around the space between your shoulders and your ears. Chest lifted, feet squeezed in. And then take it all the way back. One last time, bring it forward. Feet lift, chest lifts, squeeze the soles of the feet, squeeze the glutes. And slowly back, sinking the armpits down towards the floor. And then release. And we're going to come to beast position, static beast position. I'm going to get rid of my mat. It's quite easy to stick and slide on the floor. So set static beast with your knees in line with your belly button, fingers wide, hands under shoulders, push the floor away, grip the floor slightly with the fingertips, and then active beast, you're going to lift the knees just an inch off the floor. Hold and breathe. And lower the knees. And we're going to go left, no, if I can get my left and right's right. We're going to go left leg under switch to the crab, right leg under switch to come back, right? So hover the knees, right hand lifts, left foot comes under, and we come all the way over to crab. Make sure the chest is lifted, you're not tucking under, gaze up, and then coming back the same way, going back, you're going around in a circle, right leg under switch back to beast. So same again, big circle we're going around in, left leg under switch to crab. Just check in, make sure you've got your position, shoulders squeezing, chest lifted, gaze lifted. Right leg under switch back to beast. I'm going to go around the other way. Right leg under switch to crab. Ooh, lost it. Left leg under switch to beast. Right leg under switch to crab. Left leg under switch to beast. And you're back where you started. Or you should be thereabouts. So it's not a complete turn. If you notice, I'm facing sort of towards that wall. And when I come into my crab, I'm not doing a full 180, it's less than that. Yeah. So let's do it again. Left leg under switch to crab. Right leg under switch to beast. Left leg under switch to crab. Right leg under switch to beast. Reverse. Right leg under switch to crab. Left leg under switch to beast. Right leg under switch to crab. Left leg under switch to beast. And then lower the knees down. Been practicing these a lot the last couple of days, so my wrists are giving me a bit of jib. Okay, so let's set loaded beast. So however you want to get there, but I'm going from beast, so hovering the knees go wide, walking the hands away. Let's go beast and load. So from here, knees stay low, tail tuck, chin tuck, and you're going to hold that in position. Now, you can go further forward, but the knees stay the same. So you have to come shoulders in front of wrists, and you're right on your tippy toes. Take it back the same way. Back to your loaded beast. Go again, move forward. And take it back. And then lower the knees, just briefly. So we'll go wave and load on this next one. So set loaded beast. Take the hips high, heels high. Start your wave, leading with your upper back, chin tucked. And you can't get any further, the hips will sink. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chin, take it back. Lower the chin first, push the floor away. Widen the shoulders, high heels, high hips. Sink back down to loaded beast. Beast reach, lift the hips right heel to right foot. Come forward, knee to outside elbow. Press it in, lift the chin. Tuck the chin, go back the same way, hips high. Come back down to your loaded beast. Left leg beast reach up, heel to bunch. Forward, knee to outside elbow, lift the chin. Drop the chin, hips high, back down to your loaded beast, and then lower the knees. And you can rest your wrists again if you need to. So we're going to go back to beast. Into crab reach. My brain's not working. So we'll go left leg under switch into crab reach. The hand's not going to come down. So from where we are here, over the knees, left leg under switch brings you into right arm crab reach. So lift the hips, looking up, and then reach the arm. Fingertips pointing down to the ground and reaching, lift the hips as high as you can. Look it down at the bottom hand. Sink with the hips, and a left leg under switch will bring you back to beast. Straight to the other side. Right leg under switch to left arm crab reach. Lift the hips, reach the arm. Try to stack your top shoulder on top of your bottom shoulder. Hold and breathe, lift the hips as high as you can. Slowly lower. Right leg under switch takes you back to beast. Now find your loaded beast from here. Slide the hands away, take the hips back. And we'll go scorpion reach. Right knee, left wrist. Lead with the toes. Big circle up and around, heel goes out to the side. Soft knee. Push the floor away. Shin parallel to the ceiling. Heel high. Reverse. Big circle leading with the knee this time. Back to the wrist, drive it in. Back to your loaded beast. Opposite side, left leg. Knee to wrist. Lead with the toes. Take it up and around. Heel out, knee bent. Push the floor away. Try and close the space between your shoulders and your ears. Shrug. Reverse the movement. Around, back to the wrist. And then back to your loaded beast. And then lower the knees. And again, come off your wrists if you need to. I'll have a bash at this because it's on you. So from crab into scorpion reach. So it looks like this. If we set crab and I go left leg under switch, you go left leg under switch through beast, but you keep going. And it's a left leg under switch through beast that brings you back. Yeah, gonna play? Right, let's do it. So make sure you've got a good crab to start with. Foot's right in the middle, you're pushing the shoulders down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You're gonna bring the right hand up, left foot. So left leg under switch to left leg scorpion reach. The foot keeps pivoting so the heel's out and the knees soft. We're all the way up there. Push the floor away, lift the heel. Push the floor away, lift the heel. And then reverse that movement so it still comes out to the side. As you come, other knee bends. So you come back through that under switch and back, hopefully, to the same crab you had before. I need a little bit more space. So if we do that on the other side, we're going to be right leg under switch to right leg cobra. No, it's not cobra, scorpion reach. So right leg under switch. Find the hand on the floor. Lead with the toes, big circle around. Keep twisting on the bottom foot. Make sure the knees bend. Hold the position, then push the floor away with the hands. Lift the heel as high as you can. And then we reverse the movement to a right leg under switch to crab. So legs coming back around. You're softening the knee at the bottom. And controlling your landing as best you can. Well done. Come back down. So there's this idea of almost streamlining the movement. We talked about it, I think, briefly last week. So if I'm in a crab, my crab doesn't want to be too small because I've nowhere to move. And if it's too wide, I finish up in an awkward beast. So you get used to knowing where your limbs need to be. But there's a tendency as we pick up, so if I'm doing left leg under switch, if I pick up my left leg with my hand, there's a tendency for me to want to shift my weight forward because it's easier to take the weight on my legs than it is to pivot around the shoulder. So, and that leaves me with not a great beast position. My hands and feet don't come down in the right place. So just have a play with the slowest you can do. Left foot, right hand lift, push down on the gas and make sure your bottom is still in the middle. And when you come through, you can see I'm keeping my knee in my hand all very close. So I don't have a lot of space or a lot of distance to cover to get back to the floor. Yeah, coming back the same way, hand stays close, and ideally you want your hand, your foot and your heel to come down roughly at the same time. Same again on the other side. Lift the right foot, left hand, push on the gas, over you go to your beast. Coming back the same way. It's just practice, just keeping it small. So let's go back to our scorpion again. So let's go left leg and switch to scorpion reach. So right hand, left foot lift, press on the gas, keep everything contained. Find the floor with the hand, lead with the toes, take the leg out to the side, up and around, twisting on the bottom foot. Knee bent, heel high, shin parallel, push the floor away, shoulders to ears. Reverse the movement, leg comes out to the side, leading with the knee, bottom leg starts to bend as you pivot on the foot. Keep everything close. And come back and land with a soft landing, she says. Okay, right leg under switch to crab, no, right leg under switch to scorpion, dear me, hell. All right, same on the other side, off we go. All the way up to the top position. Check in, heel high, knee bent, shin parallel to the ceiling. Start to reverse it, coming back round. Back to your crab. Oh. And release. Well done. Not bad. Not an easy. I quite like that one. I quite like the fact that it flows a little bit better. Plus it misses out all that plank stuff with the knee to the wrist. So it's quite good. Right, coming up to standing. I promised you some lunges and stuff this week. So we're going to play some lunges. Let's go. I did actually bring a shoe today. I thought I'd tease Andrea, but she's not even here. Where are we? Let's go right leg lunge. So left leg stepping back. Left leg steps back to a long lunge position. And then from here, I'm going to take it forward. So we've got our usual where we want to drop and come to a straight front leg, straight shin. This time I want you to come all the way forward. Bring the hands either side. So we're actually taking the knee well over the foot. So we're stretching into this back leg. But we're trying to get as much range of movement in this front ankle as possible. I'm using my body weight on my knee to create as much flexion in my ankle as I can. And then I'm going to push back, let go of the floor, push back to a vertical shin, and then come back up. So it's almost like I'm going through both. So I'm going to come vertical shin. There's the first part of the lunge. And then I'm going to come forward, put my chest on my thigh, my hands on the floor, and really push down. I'm keeping the heel down as best I can. And I'm pushing my thigh and shin towards the floor. It's a mobility exercise for your ankle, that's all. A lot of work in that back leg, go, big stretch. And then back to the vertical shin, body upright, and back up. One more like that. So vertical shin first, find your lunge, then shift forward, find the floor. Use your body weight to really get some mobility into the ankle. Shift back, vertical shin, vertical body, and stand up. And then we're going to switch sides. So same again on the other side. It's a really long position. Find straight-legged long position first. Then we go vertical shin. Shift forward, bring the hands to the floor. And use your body weight to mobilise the ankle. And just notice if you've got any difference from side to side, like this side's really, I've got very little mobility in this ankle. Which is why this foot turns out more in a squat position. So then again, we come back to a vertical shin, back to a vertical body, and then straighten the front leg. So again, bend the front leg to vertical shin, take the knee over the foot. Hands down, body weight pressing down. Then vertical shin, vertical body, straight leg. One last time. Shin, forward, hands down, chest down, push down. push back, vertical shin, vertical body, straight leg, switch sides. So this time, I'm going to come out into, we're going to do the lunge twist. So I want a beautiful long lunge. In fact, let's do it from, come down to plank. Let's do it from here, let's do it properly. I'm going to bring right hand, right foot even, outside right hand, and we're aiming for a vertical shin for the twist. So then we're going to take right hand or right arm up to the sky, twisting around. And you want the twist should come from the rib cage. It's nothing to do with the arm. Make the twist come from the ribs and the upper back. And then you're going to take your elbow, preferably to the floor in line with your heel. And it wants to be your elbow. That's the mobility side of it. The elbow, because I can get my wrist down, no problem at all. I can get part of my forearm down. And then to get the elbow down, you can see I have to crank my knee right out to the side. And ideally, you kind of want it to stay where it is. And for your body to come all the way down, as you get the elbow down. Easier said than done. Take it back out to plank. Slide in on the floor, sweaty feet. Step the other foot forward, so left foot forward. And rotate up and there. And then same again, see where you're at. And you can, if you can see this side, I am a good 4 inches away from the floor. So this is mobility and hip flexion. That's your ability to get your body down. And all on that left side. So left side, limited ankle mobility, left side, limited hip flexion. It's no wonder I can't squat particularly well on that side. And then push back to plank. Lower the chest with control to the floor. Come straight onto your side for our pretzel. Bottom ankle, top knee, pull the leg back, open the chest. And release, and then switching sides. And gently release. Oh. Mute yourself, Nicola. Let me know how that went. Let me stop the recording.